everyone, I hope you guys are having a good day. I have been debating on making this video and I don't even know if I'm posting it. If you guys are watching it right now, it's because I decided to post it. I guess what this video is for me is it's almost like I'm trying to confront something that it's kind of controlled a part of my life in a way. It's something that invades my mind every single day, every hour of the day. It's something that has caused a lot of self-esteem problems and confidence issues my entire life. And it's something that I honestly just want to fix because at this point it's causing so many problems for me, and I literally broke down and cried so much last week because of it, and I just don't want to put up with it anymore. And that is the fact that I absolutely hate my chin and my jawline, and I have a recessed chin. And I'm so scared to say that out loud because honestly, not until this was probably around last year, I didn't actually have a term for what I have, or the issue that I have with my face. I guess I've always noticed it, but I didn't have a word for it. So basically, I'm gonna move it aside because I'm gonna be putting pictures up. I can't believe I'm showing you guys this because this is literally putting me in the most vulnerable place possible. But here's a picture. This is what my profile looks like, and I absolutely hate it. I've always hated my profile. And so I'll give you some background. So this is called a recessed chin, or a weak chin is another word for it. And the more I Googled, the more I researched, the more I understood why this is my problem. So as a young kid, actually my entire life, I've always had really bad allergies. And my allergies at a very young age, it caused breathing problems, obviously. So when I was a baby and when I was a young kid, I had a really hard time breathing. I was always congested. I could barely breathe through my nose. We also had a cat. I grew up with a cat that shed a lot of hair, so that didn't help. I love my cat so much and I don't regret having her, but yeah, I had really horrible allergies growing up. So as a baby and a child, because I couldn't breathe through my nose, I developed the habit of mouth breathing. This happens in a lot of children that have breathing problems. And because of the mouth breathing, it actually stunted the growth in my jawline, in my jaw, my chin, my lower jaw. Apparently this is very common for mouth breathers. I Googled it a lot, and people that were mouth breathers often have the same issue that I have, the recessed chin, where the chin isn't well balanced, it doesn't come out, instead it protrudes back, basically. The first time I noticed this about myself was a very young age. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know why I had it. The very first time I noticed this about myself was, I would say, it was like grade 2 or grade 3. I can't remember what grade it was. 2 or 3. We had this art project, and I don't know if you guys remember those projectors. If you're a 90s kid, you'll know what projectors are, and produced a lot of light. So basically we used it to create a shadow. So what we had to do is we had the projector set up, we had a piece of paper on the wall, and I remember the cutout being in black paper, but I think we had to put it on white, and then we had to attach it to the black and trace it or something. I can't remember. Anyways, we would stand in front of the wall, and while we stood in front of the wall and our shadow was created, our friend would trace our shadow on the wall of our profile. And then we cut it out, and that was, I guess, our art project. I remember as a child, I was literally in grade 2 or 3, I was looking at my profile and I couldn't help but notice that it looked so different and weird from everybody else's profile in my class. Everyone had a normal chin, and then I just felt like I just looked like a freak, and I didn't really understand why I looked like that, why my why my chin like went back and my lips looked like they protruded weirdly. Like I felt like almost like I'm a duck my entire life. Like my entire life I've been so self-conscious about my side view, like my profile, that it's such a conscious thing in my life that I every single time I'm around people or I'm gonna be like, if there's a picture or video or something, I always try and turn my face in a way that's most flattering. So like this has been a problem my entire life. And I remember as a kid looking at home videos and pictures, and then, you know, when you're a kid, there's so many home videos and pictures that your parents take, and it's all candid, right? So you're not really prepared for the photo. And also at that age, I mean, no one knew how to pose like they do now. Like everyone just knows their angles for Instagram and stuff, but like no one knew how to pose. Like I didn't know how to pose back then. I didn't know what my flattering angles were. So whenever I saw a picture or a video of myself, I always saw this part of my face that just upset me so much. So anyways, whenever I post pictures on Instagram, but when I do, I'm just very, very conscious about this part of my face. So I either, one, smiling actually makes it more flattering. So this is like so, honestly, I feel so vulnerable right now, but I'm actually shaking. When I turn to my profile, I'm sorry about the glare of my glasses, by the way, guys. Normally I wear contact lenses so I don't get the light, but I actually woke up with a sty on my right eye. I wash my face so well, like I always remove my makeup and wash my face before bed, so I don't know why I have a sty, but I do, so it's glasses and no makeup for my eyes today. But anyways, when I turn to the side here, it's very noticeable that I have a receding chin. But when I smile, it stretches out. I don't know if you can see that. I may have to zoom up. It stretches out the chin, so it makes it look like it sticks out more. So there's very few pictures of me not smiling. Also, you'll notice on my Instagram that if I'm trying to do a more sexy, I guess, pose, like everyone wants to do like some cute Instagram photos every now and then. Whenever I do that, I'm very, very conscious, first of all, of the angle. I usually angle my my chin up a little bit into like the side. It kind of like creates almost like an illusion that I have more of a chin than I do. And then I always have my lip slightly parted. My mouth is never completely closed. That's another big problem with this. So obviously there's the obvious cosmetic issues with this. It honestly, it makes my confidence so low. And if it weren't for this, honestly, I would be completely comfortable in my own skin. Like I've gone through so many other things, like so many other insecurities growing up, and there were other things I didn't like about myself, but I've actually come to terms with all of them. Like I used to not like my nose. Honestly, I like my nose now. I could care less. I would never get a nose job unless I realize that like some of the issues of my breathing is related to the shape of my nose. I don't think it is, but if I found out, maybe I consider it, because I've had breathing problems my entire life. But I think that's just the allergies for the most part. Anyways, but I had that. I used to be insecure about the size of my chest because I always seemed to be small compared to the other girls when I was younger. But again, I've got over that I grew out of that insecurity. I honestly don't care. Like, I'm fine with the size of my chest. I used to be insecure about my skin when I had a lot of bad acne, but my skin has cleared up a lot. I get odd pimples here and there, but it's not as devastating as it used to be. I'm over that. This is the one insecurity that has literally followed me my entire life. And I think the issue with it is, it's not like, oh, you're just like, it's not just like a unique trait. You know what I mean? Your shape of your nose is like the shape of your nose. And I'm not saying that if you don't like the shape of your nose, you can't get it changed, because that is your choice. And if it makes you feel happier and better about yourself, then like by all means, like go ahead, do it. Like do what you want to do what you need to do for yourself. But the thing that gets me the most is, this isn't just a unique trait. I wasn't just like born with this. This is not genetics. This is literally like, a malformity because my chin didn't grow enough because of my breathing problems. And that's what gets me the most. Like, my parents don't have this, my brother doesn't have this, he has a normal chin, everyone in my family has a normal chin. And growing up, I've like reached anger. I'm sorry guys, I don't mean to be yelling at you guys. I've been crying so much and it's like, I'm a little teary-eyed, but it's like I don't even have many tears left to cry at this point because I'm just friggin' frustrated. Like, I'm just really frustrated. But like, growing up, I've always felt like the odd one. Like, I've always felt like I looked weird from everybody else. And that's what kills me the most. My parents, my family, my extended family, my friends, everyone I've met in person, everyone always looks normal. Like, they have a normal chin. And then I look at myself, I'm like, why the heck am I the only person that has this? I totally lost my train of thought of what I was getting at. There's the cosmetic side of this, but there's also a functional / I guess medical thing that has bothered me and has affected me a lot my entire life, and it's the fact that it's so hard to keep my mouth closed. So actually the first person that really like noticed and commented on the fact that I was a mouth breather was my orthodontist when I got my braces on in I think it was grade 7. He noticed this and he was trying to like teach me how to basically train myself to keep my mouth closed so that I'd breathe through my nose. It takes way more effort for me to keep my mouth closed than to let it just sit like this. Like, this is relaxed for me. This should be relaxed, but it's not. It actually takes more effort for me to close my mouth. And the reason is there's not enough chin here, so my mouth has to like stretch. So if you notice, when I close my mouth, my chin almost like it gets wrinkled and it like tries to stretch like it. So it takes a lot of effort. And this became even more difficult when I got braces and a retainer later on, which I still have now and I wear at nighttime, because it makes your teeth thicker. It's out more. So when I had braces and when I wear my retainer, it's actually extra hard for me to keep my mouth closed. So this is my issue right now. My the functional issue that I'm having with this, or medical, or whatever you want to call it, is that when I go to sleep, I like to wear my retainer because it prevents my teeth from shifting again. I had braces on because my teeth were extremely crooked in the front. I had my 2 front teeth were very gapped and they stuck out at a weird angle, and this was my number one biggest insecurity my entire childhood / early adolescence, I guess. So I got my braces on grade 7. So all throughout elementary school, this was my number one insecurity. I freaking hated my smile. I hated the way I looked. I had no self-esteem. People made fun of me. Kids made fun of me at school. My crushes, they said shit behind my back, and my friends had to tell me at recess the things that they said, and I'd literally be bawling right now, but like I said, I've cried so much last week, I think I'm literally out of tears. I'm almost filled with like an anger, I guess, of the crap that I've gone through and I have to continue to deal with. But yeah, that was my number one insecurity, and it was fixed by braces, but the reason I had it in the first place was because I was a mouth breather. Fast forward to today, I have a retainer that I wear at night, and it's one of those clear ones. It's like, it kind of looks like Invisalign, and even though it's not crazy thick, it does make my teeth like wider because it comes out more, right? So it actually makes it really hard for me to close my mouth. So it's kind of like a double-ended sword because it's there to prevent me from having my teeth shift again and go back. So if I happen to open my mouth and breathe through my mouth while I'm sleeping, which obviously when you're sleeping you're less conscious, like in the middle of the day, throughout the day, I'm always trying to make sure I'm breathing through my nose. But when you're sleeping, you can't really consciously remind yourself that. I find it actually harder to keep my mouth closed with my retainer on. So that's why it's a double-ended sword, because yes, it may protect my teeth from shifting, but it actually causes me to breathe through my mouth more because I find it harder to keep my mouth closed because my chin is too far back, and this causes issues. I often wake up in the morning with a very sore throat because I've been breathing through my mouth all night. Not to mention it just causes bad breath, and that's just embarrassing and crappy. I only wear my retainer when I'm in my own bed. I never wear it at my boyfriend's house. Also, breathing through your mouth all night leads to dry mouth. My mouth is often extremely dry. I'll wake up and I feel like I'm choking on dust and I have to gulp back a bunch of water. It's literally the worst thing ever. I kind of want to talk to a doctor or my orthodontist again, because I'm kind of wondering if this recessed chin thing is related to breathing problems, because I actually find it harder to breathe at night when I'm lying down. And it might just be my allergies, but I have read some things about people having breathing problems due to recessed chin, so I'm kind of wondering if that is related. My entire life, I never thought I would ever consider getting plastic surgery, at least not super seriously. It's crossed my mind, and I feel like it's probably crossed a lot of people's minds about their, like, whenever they have a big insecurity, but this has gotten to the point where it's just taken over my mind. It's all I think about. There comes the tears. It's all I think about all the time. I've canceled on events because of it. My best friend is a graphic designer, and her husband is a photographer, so I often help them out with shoots and stuff, and I've canceled on her before. There was one shoot that I really actually wanted to do because it was for a good cause, and I canceled because I was feeling insecure, and that was true, that's all I said, but the full reason was that I was feeling very insecure about my chin, and I was scared that if he took a picture of me at the wrong angle, that this would be revealed. Basically, this feature that I've been trying so hard to hide in all my Instagram photos and just all the photos of me, and whenever I'm around people, I try to constantly smile, and even if I just want to relax my face, I kind of like push my face to like be more smiley than, I don't know, than it needs to be, I guess, because I'm trying to compensate and make it look like I'm just so insecure of people looking at me from the side. It's something that it's always in my head, and I get really, really anxious because of it. It's just caused me a lot of anxiety and depression, and it really sucks, and I don't know if any of you out there are feeling this or have ever felt like this or are going through the same thing, but I found, I guess ever since I looked this up, it's kind of done two things for me. One, it's kind of clarified things for me, so I actually understand my body more and why this is what it is, but it also, like, I guess it's kind of like amplified my sadness too, because I know now definitely that this isn't just like, oh, this is just something that makes you unique, it's just a feature. Like, it's literally a malformity because my chin was, like, my growth was stunted because of my mouth breathing. Like, it's a problem, and it causes me problems. And on top of that, it's also kind of like, I don't know, I've been able to look up other people that have had a similar experience, and there's this one guy that I just discovered, and I will show you guys a picture of his video here and link it in my description box if you guys want to watch it, but he shares his experience growing up with a recessed chin, and he got double jaw surgery. I don't think I would have to get double jaw surgery. Again, I have to obviously speak to a professional. I think I would just be able to get just the chin, the genioplasty, just the bottom part. I don't know, but I know he had double jaw surgery too because he was dealing with sleep apnea. So I don't really know. Again, I have to speak to somebody, but oh my god, like, there's not a lot of experiences out there with this, or a lot of people that have shared their experience with a recessed chin and having surgery. There's just not a ton out there. Honestly, watching this video, it was literally my experience. Like, I've never met anyone in my life that fully understood my experience. I mean, I've never come out and openly talked about it with anyone, but I've never met somebody with this issue. I've always, like, every single person I see has a nice chin. Again, this is another thing I deal with on a daily basis, is I have this obsession in my mind. So, I know it sounds weird, but like, whenever I look at another person, whether it is my family, whether it is a friend, whether it is my boyfriend, whether like whoever. It could have been like whenever I saw clients at Sephora when I worked there, or I was putting makeup on clients, or if I walk in the store, like it doesn't matter where I am or who I'm looking at. I'm always so drawn to people's chin. I know that sounds really weird, but I notice people's chin and I'm always thinking, wow, they have a nice chin, or they have a normal chin. I wish I had that. I think about it literally every single day of my life. Anyways, so being so insecure about this, and like I've literally felt so alone my entire life. Like I felt like the weird one, odd one out. So to watch a video with someone that literally had the exact same experience of me, like not obviously exact same, like he had other medical issues too, but like with the self-consciousness and stuff, like it was, oh my god. And he had a very, like, his recessed chin looks very similar to mine. So it was just like, oh my god, I could finally, like, there's finally someone who looked like me, or looks like me. He doesn't look it now, he has amazing chin now because he had surgery, but I finally saw someone. I finally saw someone who had the exact same thing, and I've never seen that before. But it's just also really hard to talk about, and maybe that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is because I'm even more mess when if I talk about my insecurities to other people, that I tear up and I cry so much that I can't actually get all my words out, and I can't actually fully express everything. Like there's so many things I want to say, but then I forget to say because I just get really anxious and upset. But yeah, watching this guy's experience, every single thing he said was literally down to a T. Like, growing up, he'd take pictures, he'd try to like put his hand here or put things here to like hide his chin or like turn different angles. Like literally that's been my entire life. He mentioned the fact that it's hard to close your mouth, and it's even harder to close your mouth when you have braces. Like it's every single little detail he said. I'm like, oh my god, this is my life. Like I think what gets me is that the first time in my life I didn't feel alone. I need more tissue. And I've just felt very abnormal for so long. And I still do, but finally, even though they're just on the internet, I finally met somebody who had the same experience as me. I've been so scared for people to know about this insecurity, and I guess maybe because I've been so embarrassed about it my entire life, I don't want people to look at me differently. And I also just don't want people to judge me for wanting surgery. But it's something that's consumed me so much that I don't want it controlling me anymore. I don't want to feel insecure about it in front of people. I want to be able to do fun photo shoots with my friends and be able to turn and like smile at them, or just like I want to be able to do the beautiful side profile without hating my face. And I think one of the things that's been really bothering me is that I have so much fear and anxiety over getting wedding photos done or engagement photos done when my boyfriend eventually proposes to me, and it's gonna happen, and I want to feel beautiful in those photos, and I want to feel beautiful at my wedding. And when you have a wedding, you have a photographer and a videographer, and they're doing things like they're taking candid shots and they're videotaping, and candid shots are literally my biggest fear because of this insecurity of mine. And I've decided I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, and I have to figure it out. But I need to have this, I need to get a procedure done before my wedding day, or before I even get like engagement photos one day. I want to feel beautiful in my profile. I don't want to feel like a freak anymore. I'm just so done with that. And the way I I see it is like, why do I have to suffer? Why do I have to feel like this for the rest of my life? I like the way the rest of my face looks. I like the way I look head on. When I look straight into a mirror, I'm happy. As soon as I turn a little bit to the side, I hate the way I look. Like, if I had a normal chin, I'd be completely confident and fine in my own skin. I don't have to look perfect. And I think the thing that that really bothers me is my lack of control with this. You know, if my skin breaks out, I can put on some concealer and cover that. Like, whatever. You can cover it up. Or if it's a couple pimples, like, honestly, I could care less. But if I want to go out and I don't want to see my pimples, I could put my concealer on. If I feel like my nose looks big that day for some reason, I don't know, sometimes you put foundation all over and it takes away from, like, the contours of your nose. I can re-contour my nose with my bronzer or my contour powder. That's easy. If I want to make my cheekbones stand out, because I don't have, like, I have non-existent cheekbones. I don't have nice Angelina Jolie cheekbones. Do I wish I had them? Yeah, man, I mean, they're beautiful, but, like, I'm not going to get injections for that. I'll contour. Like, contouring fixes so many things, but contouring doesn't fix this. I try to contour under here when I wear makeup and then put a highlight here to bring my chin a little bit forward, but, like, I mean, my chin's so recessed that it only does so much. It maybe helps a little bit for, like, a photo from the front, but as soon as I turn to the side, it's very obvious that my chin's recessed. Like, you can't change the shape of your bone structure that dramatically. It's just not a thing. So I think that's one of the things that's really bothered me, is that this isn't something that I could just easily fix with makeup unless I'm gonna wear freaking prosthetics, which obviously I'm not. I took a picture, again, this picture the other day, and clearly shows my recessed chin and everything, and I played with it a bit. I used the Facetune app to edit this photo and give me a chin, and it kind of, like, gives an idea of what my chin would maybe look like if I had this procedure done. If you look side by side, and I can't stop, honestly, I can't stop staring at the side-by-side image on my phone, but I just look so much better. Like, if my face looked like that, I would be so much happier with myself. I'd feel like, I don't know the right word to say it, but I'd feel almost like free, like just a relief that, like, I don't have to stress about this anymore. And I know so many people would say, like, oh, well, like, surgery, so, like, it's a big deal, it's scary, like, just, like, learn to love who you are, but I've learned to love myself, and for that reason, I think I need to do this, because I love myself enough to be happy, and I know that this will make me happy, and this is something about my face that I'm never gonna be able to ignore, and it took a lot of guts, honestly, guys, for me to start this YouTube channel, and I know all my videos, they come across as very happy and upbeat and stuff, and a lot of the time I am like that, and I'm just trying to, like, make other people's day better, and a lot of the videos I make also kind of help me in a way. But, like, that's not the full side of it, and I think that's part of the reason I wanted to make this video, is for you guys to know that, like, I'm not just, like, this perfectly happy all the time person. Like, I deal with a lot of depression and anxiety, and especially lately, I would say, like, honestly, I've lost track of the time. I feel like the last 2, maybe 3 weeks, I've just been in a very dark place. It has actually taken a lot of work to find inspiration and motivation to make videos and just do things in general that usually make me happy. I've been in a very dark place. And I mean, there's so many other things that are contributing to it, honestly. One of them being the world is just messed up right now, and I just miss being with my friends and stuff, and a lot of the things that brought me happiness and confidence are kind of, like, ripped out of my life right now. Like, dance was one of those things. But again, like, those things distracted me in a way. It didn't take away from the issue. I still felt insecure when I danced because I was scared about being caught at the wrong angle in a video. I often want to create vlogs or more vlogs and different B-roll and stuff. I can't tell you how much footage I've deleted because I had the camera at the wrong angle, which is literally just like slightly off to my side. Like any other normal person would, it wouldn't even cross their mind. They wouldn't feel anxious about a camera at the side of them. They're just like, it's my side, but for me, it's my biggest fear. Like, I've caught my recessed chin in footage and my lips just look like they're protruding and I look weird. And I've deleted that footage and been like, well, I just don't have B-roll for this now because I can't get a good angle of my face. I'm tired of dealing with that. It's so exhausting. And I just think of all the possibilities and all the things I could do in my life without constantly thinking about this if I just had a normal chin, if I just had this procedure done. So that's why, I'm sorry, this video is like getting so long. I sent an email to my orthodontist. I haven't received one back yet. They're probably busy, and I mean the current world situation is kind of messed up right now anyways. But I actually sent a message to my orthodontist because he was the first one that ever mentioned I was a mouth breather or ever brought it up, really. And he knows jaws. He knows, I mean, he did my braces. So I don't know if he knows any information about the best surgeon to go to, or I don't think orthodontists do those kind of procedures or do jaw or chin surgery. I don't know, but I thought he would be like the best place to start because I trust him and he's a really, really good doctor and he'll give me like an honest opinion about the whole situation. So I left a message and hopefully they email or call me back. And I'm starting to look into the procedure and stuff. And it's really expensive and like, so I don't know, I would have to maybe look into some financing and stuff. It's scary, like it's a really scary procedure, and like any surgeon will be like, oh, it's not scary. And especially if you go to, like, there's surgeons that specialize specifically in genioplasty. But it's scary, and I mean, I'm not one who likes a lot of gore and blood and stuff, but I made myself watch the procedure because I feel like if you're gonna get surgery done, you should probably see what they do to your body. And I watched it, and it's a little scary. I have to say, like, recovery from that probably kind of sucks. But honestly, I'm at a point where I'll take the surgery because I'm gonna be freaking knocked out anyways. Like, I'm not gonna be awake through it. And I mean, if anything, now's the time to do it because I'm stuck at home anyways. But again, like, I don't know if I can afford it yet. So, or I don't know. I think the best place to start is my orthodontist. So hopefully I get a response from him soon. But yeah, I'm at this point where I take that really scary surgery over having to deal with this the rest of my life because it's just become such a big problem for me that I'm even insecure about it in front of my boyfriend. And that's ridiculous, but it's true. When I'm lying in bed or I'm sitting on the couch with him, I get really anxious about the way my face is angled. As soon as I'm conscious about it, I think about it, I panic. And that's in any social situation that I'm in. I worry that people are seeing that. Oh my god. I can't tell you how many times I felt insecure and upset whenever I saw my family for like Christmases and stuff. And there's so many good memories too, and I love my family and I miss them, especially right now, but there's so many times I compared myself to my cousins and I'm like, why do they have such a nice chin and a jawline and I have to be stuck with this? Like, it's not fair. And I've thought about it my entire life. I guess this video has honestly just become like me venting. If you're someone who has experienced something similar, maybe this, if anything, it'll help you understand that you're not alone in this and there's people that are literally going through the same thing. If and when I do get surgery, my plan is to document it so that there is actual information and more real life, personal experiences, I guess, of this of the whole recessed chin experience, I guess, because that guy's video helped me a lot, but there's not a lot out there. Like you can find a gazillion and one personal experiences and vlogs about nose jobs on the internet, but when it comes to a recessed chin, like there's just not a lot out there, and I think that maybe by putting this out there, it'll help somebody else. And I think part of it's honestly for me too. It's a way for me to confront head on my biggest fear and biggest insecurity and vulnerability in my entire life. If I release this to the world and people that know me and, you know, put it out there that this is my biggest insecurity and I want it changed, then maybe I don't feel like I have to hide anymore. I mean, I can't say I'm not going to take good angled photos on my Instagram. Like, I'm going to continue doing that. I don't feel like I'm hiding as much. And not to mention the fact that if and when I do get surgery, people are going to notice. I mean, it's a large portion of my face that's going to be changing shape. So people are going to notice and I'm going to get questions. And I mean, if someone asks why I did it and stuff, I can just refer to them to this video. If people see pictures of me and they notice my face is different, I mean, sometimes people have had work done and their first instinct is to judge them. Why can't they just like learn to like love themselves and stuff? I feel like there is a lot of judgment around plastic surgery, and I think plastic surgery can get out of hand sometimes. I mean, people get loads and loads of plastic surgery. For some people it's an addiction. There's many people that have gone through a lot of plastic surgery that have body dysmorphia disorder, and in that case, I mean, it's definitely more of a mental health thing that, you know, someone needs help in order to, you know, conquer that, because there'll always be something wrong with them. That's not what it is for me. If you're someone that judges people for plastic surgery, and I mean, if you've noticed in the future that I've had something done and you're quick to judge, like, I hope you've watched this video, because then you'll understand from my, you know, my point of view and my experience of why I need to get this done or had to get this done. I don't have body dysmorphia. I'm not overly insecure about like my entire body and stuff. Like, I will not get any other procedure or any other plastic surgery done. I can't say that I won't get a little injection of hyaluronic acid when I start to age a lot, maybe to fill something out. I can't say I won't get that. I am not completely against it, and I do not judge people that get it. I'm like, overall, I'm happy with myself. This is the only thing that I don't like about myself, and it's a big thing, and it's a big thing that really, really has a lot of control over my life, and I just don't want to feel like that anymore. They have other options for chin if you don't want surgery. One of the options is filler. Filler can create the illusion that, I mean, it basically puffs out your chin a little bit, and you can get that in different parts of your face. The issue with filler, though, is one, it's temporary. So if you're constantly getting filler, it's going to add up. It's going to get really expensive. Eventually, it's probably going to be more expensive than surgery, and you're going to have to keep getting it. The other issue with filler is that's more for people that have just like a small chin that want it to be a little bit more dominant. I have a very recessed chin, so filler's likely to not do much for me. The other alternative is a chin implant. A chin implant can help a lot of people, and a lot of people decide to go this route. I am not a fan of implants. The idea of having a foreign object implanted into my body freaks me out, and I don't like it. I'd rather my body be changed using pieces of my body, if that makes any sense. This is a reason why I would never get breast implants. The idea of having bags in my chest, I'm just like, like, it freaks me out. I don't like it. But yeah, so that's the other alternative, would be a chin implant, but I don't want anything implanted in my face. I don't want that. With jaw surgery or chin surgery, genioplasty, basically what they do is, I know this is going to sound really gross, but they open your mouth and they make it a incision down here so they can pull the skin away from the jaw. Then they actually make a cut in the jaw so they can actually move it forward, and then basically it's kind of like nailed together, and eventually the bone heals and it'll like grow. But yeah, so they're using your bone essentially. Like it's your face, it's your body parts. It's not anything put into your body. It's really hard to maybe picture unless you've actually seen it. Yeah, it's a major surgery and it's really scary, and there's a lot of nerve endings in your chin, and I mean, there's risks involved, but if you get someone who is highly specialized and is specialized in genioplasty, then obviously you are a lot more safe in doing this procedure. Am I scared? Yes, I'm absolutely terrified. I don't want surgery. I don't want to have to go under, but I just don't want to live like this anymore. This is the only time I would go under for a surgery, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess I just wanted to put that out there. If I get this, then people will understand why I did it. And I'm not saying that you should fix all your flaws with surgery and Botox and stuff. I think there's definitely importance in accepting who you are and loving you. But with that being said, if it's something that has literally dominated you and overwhelmed you and caused you insecurity your entire life, and if it's something that's going to make you feel happier and more confident and not have to think about your face constantly 24/7, then maybe it's the right decision when it comes down to it. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here because it's gotten way too long, but thank you so much for listening to my story. I will 100% keep you updated with anything that happens, any sort of information that I get from my orthodontist, doctors, research that I've done, and eventually the surgery. I will keep you updated. And yeah, if I go through with the surgery, which I am basically 99.99% sure that I want this surgery, I will 100% keep you updated. If I can, bring my camera into the hospital or have my boyfriend film or something, because I think it's something that it needs to be out there. It needs a lot, people that have experienced this need to know what it's like, and if they're thinking about it, it helps more. It helps to know that there's someone else out there that's experiencing the same thing as you or experienced the same thing as you, and can give you some advice and give you their firsthand experience of what they went through with the surgery. So I will definitely keep you posted. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for your empathy. Please no negative mean comments or anything. I mean, if there are any, I'll just delete them. But yeah, this is me being the most vulnerable I've ever been in my life, and it was really, really hard to do. And I've been thinking about making this video for quite a few days now, and I've been scared, but I'm putting it out there. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a great day.